Petrol BMW sucks.
Shut up, bitch!
Okay, not all of them suck. We have a B58 3-liter engine and B48 2-liter engine. And in my opinion, these engines are quite good. We also have a good old M54 engine, which can be found, for example, in a E46 BMW and some other older BMW models. This engine is not indestructible, but still, it's a legendary engine. The thing is, I don't really think that M54 is the best engine BMW ever made. Well, you're probably thinking maybe the last naturally aspirated 6-cylinder engine M52 is the best one then.
Of course not.
N54?
No.
Tell me please it's an N55. Definitely not an N55. These are cool and powerful engines, especially the last two I mentioned, but they are really unreliable. In my opinion, a good engine is not only about big power figures. BMW fanboys always forget about a very important aspect of an engine.
Reliability, baby.
Power is nothing if you constantly worry about the engine braking. I agree that it's better to have a fast but unreliable car rather than a slow as Toyota Corolla. But why don't have both? Power and reliability. What I mean is that you can have a BMW without worrying about service bills. Can you imagine that? Well, you don't have to. Say hello to the best BMW engine ever made. M57. Wait a minute. Isn't this a diesel engine?
Yes?
A lot of you will probably hate me for saying this, but I do believe that you can be a true car guy and love diesels. Diesels are fun. Yes, I will admit that diesels don't sound as good as petrol-powered cars, but do you really care about the sound when you have way more torque than petrol-powered cars? And also diesels are way more economical than petrol-powered cars. And it is very easy to squeeze a lot of power from a turbo diesel car. If your wallet is flat but you want a powerful car, get a BMW diesel. Or get an electric scooter. I don't know, you decide. And lastly, the funny part is that BMW diesel engines are usually more reliable than petrol ones. That's why I'm making this video. So let's get to the subject. M57. There's a 2.5 and 3-liter engines. And I think that you shouldn't even bother looking at 2.5. It's an okay engine, but it's not powerful at all. And you can find it only in a very old models. Facelift E39 5 Series, pre-facelift E65 Series, and Opel Omega. Yeah, I know it's weird, but Opel had a deal with BMW and Opel Omega had a 2.5 M57 engine. There are also facelifted E65 series and E93 series cars, which are marketed as 325D and 525D, but these cars actually have a 3-liter M57 engine. This engine is just less powerful than 530 and, yeah, you guessed it, 330D. And there are also cars that are marketed 535D and 335D. These cars have the same 3-liter M57 engine, but instead of single turbo, it's a twin turbo engines, which are quite powerful, 200 or 210 kilowatts, depending if it's a pre-facelift or facelifted E65 series. And all E93 series had a facelifted engine with 210 kilowatts. So it's a powerful engine. Here are the torque figures. If I'm not mistaken, 560 Newton meters of torque, which is a lot. If you mostly drive in a city, I think that torque figure is way more important than the horsepower figure, because when the green light comes up, you floor it and boom, you're the fastest. Torque is very important when we speak about acceleration. And if you ask me, I wouldn't even bother as well looking at cars that are marketed as 25D. I would look at 530D, 330D, or 535D and 335D. There are also other cars like X3 and X5 and 7 Series that have these engines, but probably the most popular car is E90 3 Series. So yeah, if you speak about E90, 330 or 335D, these are
sensational,
fantastic. If you want the most reliable option, I would go with a pre-facelift 530D or 535D. 530 is, of course, more reliable because it has only single turbo, not twin turbo. So yeah, and these cars have a much stronger timing chain, and because these are pre-facelift, these engines have solenoid fuel injectors, which are serviceable, because piezo injectors, which are found in facelifted engines, they are not serviceable. Check different forums, different websites. As I mentioned before, the majority of car guys wouldn't agree with me, and they think that diesel is not an option for a car guy. Well, I don't give a fuck, to be honest. Damn! I think that M57 is a wonderful engine. It sounds... yeah, I know it's quite funny to speak about the sound of a diesel engine, but I think it sounds a little bit better than Audi's or Mercedes 6-cylinder diesel engines. M57 is a bit more powerful than Audi's or Mercedes 6-cylinder engines, and if you have a 535D or 335D, you can easily squeeze 400 horsepower out of them and about 750 Newton meters of torque, which is fucking a lot. And yes, I totally agree, and I know that you can squeeze way more horsepower from N54 and N55 3-liter straight 6 petrol engines. But as I mentioned before, these are not reliable. Turbos fail on N54. The injectors are bad. The guys who have N54 engines, they put fuel injectors from N55. And there is other crap that is also not as reliable as in diesel cars. If you ask me, I would go with a diesel car. Yeah, the sound is not great. If it smokes, it looks lame, but if the car is in a good condition, it's fine. I don't think it's a crime to drive a diesel. So fuck you, diesel haters. People who have N54, not all of them, but the majority of people who had cars with N54 engines, they were constantly fixing something. And with diesel, there are far less problems. Just check if your car has swirl flaps and remove them. And if it's a high mileage diesel car, you would have to delete EGR. I think you will probably have to delete it because most of them are clogged. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I just wanted to express my thoughts about M57 diesel powered BMWs. I think they're great, and I don't really get when people say that a diesel BMW is not a BMW. In Eastern Europe, most of the BMWs are powered by diesel, and I don't think that it's a bad thing. Well, yeah, it's not that great for environment, but if you speak from a car guy's perspective, it's easier to live with a diesel BMW rather than with a petrol. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Smash that subscribe button, press like, comment if you want. In the near future, I will make a video about my car, which is a high mileage E46. I'm just gonna show you that a high mileage diesel BMW can be quite reliable and can be in a very good condition. So let's find this guy. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see this video, and thanks for watching.